Welcome to the 155th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. On today's video, we're going to be talking about part 2 of our cruise. It seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Although it was only a month and a half or so ago, maybe?
Maybe two. We'll
months.
go for 2.
We haven't been back. Lots happening in our life. You want to be able to stay tuned to see what the news we have. We have 2 big life-changing events in our life.
Correct.
That happened, and we want to share that with you. So you'll have to watch the video when we're going to share that. And it's great to be back, and let's just get started.
So, normally I talk about what we're wearing. And that is going to be interesting because things are everywhere. So we're not wearing any knitwear today. So that's that. As far as finished objects, guess what, May?
We've got lots.
I've got none. No finished objects.
What?
Well, it's a thing, which we'll talk about. But so what I've got is works in progress, because we have many works in progress,
Right.
as we speak.
So you haven't been able to finish them up.
I wanted to, but by the time it gets to the end of the day, then my brain is going, oh, don't, because if you mess up where you put the button on, it's not good. So let's talk about works in progress. So my first work in progress is some of the Christine button cowls, and that's by Cozy Up Knits. And the yarn that I'm using is Charisma, which is by Loops and Threads. And basically they're sewn together, they just need buttons. So we've got navy, we've got a nice forest green.
So you've been busy. You just
I've been
haven't,
busy, but I haven't finished them. So that's my job for this week. So that's another one, that's a tweedy one, and then this is kind of a nice taupe color.
There you go, that's nice. Now, do you find when you're not finished, it kind of hangs over your head?
It does. So what I did was I thought, well, I'm going to sew them together. Because once I've sewn them together, I just have to sew the buttons on. Says I.
They're sewn together.
They're sewn together. And yet, no buttons yet. I know where the buttons are, so and in our life right now, that's a big deal.
Yes.
I know where they are, but I have not got the buttons to the cowls yet. So those are my first works in progress. My next works in progress are some of the faux cable messy bun hat, and that's by Alison Bretz. And once again, it's from Charisma, Loops and Threads.
Now I have a picture of you and your daughter-in-law
Right.
wearing one of these.
Yes.
I'll put that in there.
That would be fantastic.
Yes, and it turned out nice, and she's a great model for that, so I appreciate her doing that.
That's right. And we really like how these comes out. Now they are going to have tags on them once again. Haven't sewn the tags on yet. But we obviously can't model these. So when we have our booth that we're going to have at the Western Fair beginning of December, we can't model them. So we figured if we had a picture of what it looked like, that would be great.
Now we're hoping to see some of you at the fair. It's December the 4th until December the 7th. And
Yes.
that's at the Agriplex in London, Ontario.
Yes.
Come by, say hello.
Exactly.
It'll be nice to see everybody.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a tweedy one. And I've got a forest green one to match. And then I've got a nice navy one. So
These are nice. I love them.
I do
They're
like
so
them.
warm, yeah.
I know. I think what I should do is figure out how to put the top part on. You know, because it's got a hole to if you had a ponytail. But if you don't have a ponytail,
Yeah,
I should just figure out how to sew it. Sew it together or something. Yep, I'm going to figure that out.
Put a pom-pom in there.
Oh, there you go. So that's that. And then my last work in progress is something I started for myself, and I just started, and that is the Dewdrop Scarf by Lisa Hands. And this yarn is called Pretty String, and it's called Pretty Swanky, and it's BFL, so it's BFL silk and cashmere. We like a little bit of cashmere, but as you can see, I've just started. So it is a lovely, actually I could wear it today. It starts with the V, it goes to a point, and then it's going to come back to the V.
Very fine.
It is. It's lovely to work with.
Nice.
I kind of haven't been dealing with this very much because I'm working for the booth, but it was nice to do a little bit of work that way. So I have to make sure I keep tabs on where I am in the pattern. So those are my works in progress. And May, how about works in progress for you?
Lots of works in progress. And we'll share that when we're going to share our 2 life-changing significant news.
Okay.
We can share that, but yeah, we'll get to that.
All right. And before we do that, we're going to talk about our cruise.
Sure.
All right. So part 2 of the cruise is coming right now.
Well, as you know, we went on our cruise, Holland America cruise, New England cruise. We started off in Boston, went to Portland, went to Halifax, Newfoundland, Quebec, Montreal, with a few stops in between. We put a little video together just to show you some highlights of our trip. It was absolutely amazing.
It was fantastic. We had a great time.
The weather every day was absolutely phenomenal. It was nice and cool. Wasn't too hot. Wasn't too cold.
That's right.
We'll put that video in, and then we'll come back and talk to you. Well, that's a nice view. It was most of our view the most of the time, wasn't it?
Exactly. We loved going to the back of the ship and just watching the waves. It was beautiful.
And very calm. And now this is us going into Newfoundland.
And we'd never been there before. And when they call it the Rock, it's the Rock. It's amazing.
I did love all the little houses embedded in the rocks.
Exactly.
But I couldn't help but wonder how that would be in the winter. Like, they must be very isolated.
Absolutely.
And what kind of wildlife lives in all that bushes up there? It's amazing.
Fishing boats. Unbelievable. The colors are amazing too. And we saw all these little houses in all different colors.
How do they drive up there? Like, it's just amazing.
It is amazing.
The road goes right around that rock.
Unbelievable. It was beautiful.
Usually when we were going into ports, Colleen and I would be sitting having breakfast. Early in the morning we'd get up and we'd be going into these ports, and we would sit, and the view outside our window when we're having breakfast, this is kind of like what it was. But when you see Newfoundland, now you're coming into it, it looks like any other little town or little city, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And there's Colleen getting her photos. Left the ship very early in the morning before anybody was even out of bed, because Colleen wanted to find out where the store was.
I was going to a yarn store, so we had to find out where it was.
As you see, nobody's on the street. But it was kind of neat, like...
Exactly.
It was very...
Lots of uphill, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I made May go up these stairs.
Yes, Colleen thought the store was up there, but it wasn't. And then we found the store.
Yes, and we took a picture, but then we went back to the ship.
Back to the ship. We were kind of serenaded back onto the ship. It was still only about 8 o'clock. Then we went back to the store when it was open.
That's right, because what we had found was people that actually had gone and purchased some yarn. So I went, oh, they're opening earlier than it said on the website.
That's exactly what happened. Exactly. We were sitting on the ship and people had yarn already.
Right, so at the front of the store, it's called the Artisan Loft, and all artisans work. So there's painting, and there is carving, and it's just unbelievable. And playing card companies upstairs, they had beautiful cards. I kept saying, May, we need some new cards for 15-2, 15-4 with cribbage. So I was talking to Pamela, who's the one that designs Windswept Fibres and Designs. Beautiful yarn. She was lovely. And I really enjoyed meeting her. There we are.
Yes. So then we headed back onto the ship. And then on our way, we're heading to St. Anthony's, Newfoundland.
Right.
And on St. Anthony's, you had to get off the ship and go on to these...
Tender boats.
Tender boats, and they were fun. I like that, because you were very close to the ocean. It was really cool. And it wasn't too rough that day.
No, it was lovely.
It was good, yeah. Weather was amazing again. The tender boats weren't too full when we were there on the way there.
No, because and look, there was a Viking who met us.
St. Anthony's, yep, welcome. And there's not a lot in St. Anthony's, but it was picturesque, a nice little fishing village.
Exactly.
Must be very cold in the winter. We didn't see any puffins or, icebergs or anything like that. But I just thought it was really cute little picturesque village. But there was a Tim Hortons.
There we go. And it was funny because they said, the Tim Hortons is just by the mall. And we didn't see it was a mall.
And there's Tim Horton himself. He was a hockey player in Canada that started a coffee shop.
So this is the gift shop. Look what they had. There was yarn, all kinds of goodies.
And then we headed back on the boats and back on the ship. They were there to greet us, which was really cool. We spent the day at the pool. Loved that pool. We spent a lot of time in the pool. We had lunch. We had a beautiful view, relaxed by the water. It was just a great day.
And back on the ship.
And we're heading out again. We're heading to Corner Brook. Now, I don't remember taking much pictures. This is actually...
Xavier St. Pierre.
This is
in Quebec.
Yes.
And it was foggy. We were up early foggy, but look what we found.
A blue moose. Yes. And then, we ate
my gosh.
Food, beautiful meals. Back on the ship, heading to
Baie-Comeau comes next.
Baie-Comeau, Quebec. And it was very, very cool too. We did a lot of walking.
And this church was amazing.
It was kind of uphill.
Yes, it was uphill.
But it was nice. And Colleen and I would just do a little trip back on the ship, eat and pool, and then where we are in Quebec City.
Chateau Frontenac, beautiful.
I love Quebec City. Like it's just amazing. Has cobble streets, cobblestone, everything.
And look at those umbrellas. I want to make that into a puzzle. Oh, I think it would be great.
That would be fun. And there's Chateau Frontenac up close, and we got inside. We kind of snuck in. Somebody held the door open, and we went inside because we wanted to show you what that looked like in there. It's just amazing.
It is. It's beautiful.
And then we found a bakery.
Paillard, yes, and we had strawberry tart.
The best strawberry tart ever. Back on the ship.
There we go. And we're heading to Montreal.
Montreal's amazing too. I love all the fact that you can bike everywhere, a lot of bikes.
Exactly.
Now what I did notice in Montreal, when you go down to the subway, this is only one. There's like 3 levels like this.
Exactly.
It is so deep underground.
It is.
They must have planned it that way. I wonder how far underground we really were.
Exactly. And you were brave to trust me because I was wanting to get to a yarn store. What a surprise.
Yes, this is the way to the yarn store for sure. Trains, planes, and automobile to get to a yarn store, that's for sure.
And the metro was beautiful, nice and clean.
Clean, like my gosh, I couldn't believe how wonderful it was and clean and efficient.
Exactly.
Totally efficient.
It was amazing.
I highly recommend Montreal and Quebec City. They're just amazing places. Yeah. And there's Colleen. She can't keep up because that yarn store is calling her name. Come on, May. She says, come on. Yeah, it's spotless. Look at it. There's not hardly anybody there. I wonder if it was because of the time of day.
Yeah,
we did a lot of walking. We walked over the bridge.
Yep.
We walked down this beautiful street.
And we thought, well, we're early because what a surprise, we're early. So we went to Café de Mercanti.
We had a chocolate croissant and a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Then the store opened.
And there we were.
Colleen was in her glory. There you go. That was how you enter the store.
Yeah. Espace Tricot. Beautiful store. And they were lovely. They really treated us well. Layla was helping me with colors because I seem to get lost when there's so many colors to choose from. But it was amazing. And the different kind of yarns that they have. And May is so lovely. She's very patient with me, and I really appreciate it because I always have an idea, and then I change my mind. Then I get another idea, and then I change my mind. But there were so many choices. So they had all kinds of samples, which were great. Their knitting needles were really well organized.
What I liked was all the windows because you had a lot of daylight coming in there, natural light.
Exactly.
Which really showed off the yarn.
Exactly.
The colors and everything, so it was great. I think their location was absolutely amazing.
That's
that
for sure.
whole street where there's so many places to eat.
Beautiful. And that's just me looking at samples thinking, oh, do I want to make that? What else do I want to make? So many choices. Look at that little pillow. It's amazing.
I didn't noticed that before, but it was a nice store. It was worth it. Was it worth the trip? Yes.
It was fantastic. Worth the trip for sure. And some yarns I hadn't even seen before, so it was amazing.
Now they did recommend a really nice place to go and have, lunch. Mm-hmm. And it was lovely.
It was. Yeah, they were really helpful. Helpful with the yarn, and then they were also helpful
with where we could have lunch and
that's
where
right.
we could go.
Look at all these colors. It's just beautiful. It's like an art installation how nicely they've got the yarn set up.
Now they did say the place for lunch was
Croissant Monkland.
Croissant Monkland, yes.
And so of course we had to go. Oh, look at the colors.
There, yes.
That's so cute.
Yep. So we headed down for lunch. I mean, that was my whole thing. I couldn't wait to go there. And it was just down the road. and it was on the corner, and it was very busy.
It was very
but
busy.
you can see why. Look at this is a deli.
Sandwiches.
Oh my gosh.
Little pizzas, croissant sandwiches.
Oh, the desserts were to
Quiches.
die for here.
Oh my goodness. We could have just sat there all day and just
Yes,
eat.
strawberry tarts were calling my name.
And they had blueberry ones and they had raspberry ones. Chocolate ones.
Now the creme brulee looks a little burnt there, but maybe that's what it's supposed to look like.
Maybe. You didn't have any of that.
No,
so
I didn't have that, so
here we
the
go.
tarts looked amazing.
Exactly. And on the other side was all their baked goods. So some people were coming in just to get loaves of bread or baguettes or croissants.
It's not really huge, and the camera work is very close in because I didn't want to get people that were, eating there. So this is what we had for lunch.
And then we had a croissant.
And then went to the mall later on, and that was kind of fun. And then we had a beautiful place to eat in the mall. Then down the street in Montreal, we spent some time. It was great. We got a hotel in Montreal. It was huge. We upgraded our hotel. And then we were exhausted from our trip, but loved it, and we were heading home to London. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. We had an amazing trip. We highly recommend a cruise of New England. We highly recommend Holland America. They couldn't do enough for us.
Exactly.
Appreciate them.
Really well.
And there's some other cruises that go out from Montreal if you didn't want to go to the American
That's
side.
right.
I think it's a little bit more expensive, but you'd have to check those out. But highly recommend that. It was great, and the places that we saw were phenomenal. So
Absolutely.
very relaxing. And here we are.
So that's our adventure, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My first souvenirs come from the Artisan Loft, and that is, they have all different kinds of artisan things you saw in the video. But at the back, then it's Pamela's Windswept Fibres and Designs. Beautiful yarn. And this is called Come From Away. Some of you may have seen a musical about that, and this is the colorway is Cape Spear. This yarn is 75% merino, 15% linen, and 10% yak, and it feels lovely.
Beautiful.
And I've got enough to make a short sleeve sweater and all of that. So right now it's a skein yarn. It was easier to pack than to get them to wind it up for me, but I love it. And Pamela was lovely. She's got all different kinds of bases, and she does a great job doing that. So it was great to meet her. Thanks, Pamela, and love your yarn. So that's that. So that was in St. John's. And then our next stop was St. Anthony's. So kind of up at the top of Newfoundland. And we did have a lovely time. We got a puffin for my mom, not a real puffin, a stuffed puffin, because she likes to have that on her pillow in her room. So we got her that. And then I thought May should have a puffin too.
Well, people, when I say I've been in Newfoundland, people will say, "Did you see any puffins?" And I say, "Yeah, I saw lots of puffins." And they said, "Really?" They were so excited. And I say, "Where'd you see them?" "In the gift shop."
Exactly, that's for sure.
But I love them. They're cute.
That's right. So May got a present from
So
me.
we got a little puffin there, and
That's
we
right.
got a few other little what do you call them? Magnets for the fridge magnets.
Exactly.
We didn't bring back a lot because when we packed, we were very wise. We only
sir.
packed a little tiny suitcase for 14
sure.
days.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a lot of space for
That's
any
right.
gifts or anything
Yeah.
like that, just little gifts like this.
Exactly.
And that was the way to go because then we kind of hung on to our suitcases for the whole trip, so it was great.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that they had in St. Anthony's, and you saw it in the video, there's just a little smattering of yarn. They did have some fabric. They didn't have the puffin fabric I wanted, but they had some fabric as well. But what I did get, because I bought some sock needles in Halifax, and I wanted something to protect the points. So this is what they had, and this is called Point Protector for circular needles, and these are the small ones. So there's 4 of them. So there was 2 blue and 2 green. The other green one is in my knitting bag as we speak. But they were great, and they protected things when I was on the trip because I didn't want to have jabby things poking through all my luggage and that kind of stuff.
And this is what happens. This is what happens when you only pack a little suitcase.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we could have brought trunk loads home, I'm sure.
Exactly. So then we went through Quebec. We hit some spots. Xavier
We didn't see any yarn stores in Quebec. We didn't hit any yarn stores
Not
there.
Quebec City, no.
Not Quebec City.
No.
But we did in Montreal.
We did, because I'd always wanted to go to Espace Tricot. And so you and I, we headed out, And May was brave and followed me on the metro, and we
As you
found
saw
our
in the
way
video,
there.
yes.
That's right. And so the owners are Stephanie Earp and Naomi Endicott, and we were speaking with Layla. Had a wonderful time. They were very helpful, and of course, some yarn had to come home with me. So they had, and it was a turtle dove shawl, I think, or turtle dove scarf. It's one of those two. And so you needed something. You could either do it with mohair. Mohair and I don't get along so very well. So what I got was this, and it is called Trinity Cashmere. It's got Surrey alpaca, mulberry silk, and cashmere in it. And that is going to be held double with this, which is knitting for olive merino.
So you kind of put these together.
Put those together.
Wow, that's
exactly.
really
And there's
nice.
some cables in the pattern, and so I'm really, really happy with how that came.
Right. Yeah, that's
But
nice.
as you can see, there's not much going on as far as knitting of the stuff that we got on the cruise.
Yes.
So those are my souvenirs. I got this souvenir from May. And now May, life-changing events.
There's two big life-changing events. When we came home from the cruise, we thought it was so amazing being by the water, and we just felt relaxed by the water and just calm, and it was just calming. So we came home and we thought about, why don't we live by the water? Why do we have to only this on a cruise? Like,
Correct.
we're retired. We don't have to just have this a week of our life. This
Exactly.
should be our life, and then maybe
Of course, we
live
couldn't bring the cruise ship with us. So.
So then Colleen and I got the brilliant idea of, why don't we just put the house up for sale? We'll see how, could take a while, time of year, real estate,
That's
market's
right.
a little bit iffy right now, could take a while. Nope, didn't take a while. No, put the house up for sale. We had 4 offers in the house, so very quickly. And then just things started evolving. We bought a place by the water, 15-minute walk. By Lake Huron down in Brights Grove, Ontario. Beautiful, beautiful
It is
spot
beautiful.
there. If you even put it on YouTube and go Brights Grove, you'll see the water there.
It is gorgeous.
And we'll be able to bike by the water, walk by the water, knit by the water,
Exactly. Knit by the water would be great.
kayak by the water. And so we're really looking forward to that.
Exactly.
But during that time, we've been packing. So
Work in progress.
that is our work in progress.
Boxes everywhere.
There's boxes. We actually packed the camera. Couldn't find the camera. Couldn't figure out what box it was in. Found the box of camera. Then the tripod broke. So it's been one little thing after another.
Exactly.
But we're really excited about the move. But we're in the
Exactly.
midst of a house that's, just moving the yarn. We need a U-Haul.
Well, that's a little extreme, but
But
it's not
you-
far off.
When you're crafters,
Yes.
you tend to accumulate
Yes, you
things because you think, I can make something, or I could do something with that. So we accumulated a lot of things.
do. Exactly. And we've got all the stuff ready for the show.
Then we have to do the show, and also we're moving. On the 2nd of December. Our show starts on the 4th of December till the 7th of December. So we've got a lot of figuring and organizing to do.
Exactly.
We're
And we're
excited
staying
about it. We're staying calm. We're excited about it. So hopefully we will see you in the new year.
Yes.
And we'll let you know what our new place is like. And maybe I'll start, the new place is going to need some decorating. So painting and some, and maybe
does.
you can follow us through that progress of how
I
we're
think
doing
so.
each room.
So I said to May, because it's a lot of work to do the podcast, we love doing it, but we know that our life is going to be very busy unpacking, painting, cleaning, sorting, trying to figure out where we put something, because we are starting to do that now. Exactly. And so I said, well, you know what, May, I'll just post on Instagram. I'll take
Sure.
pictures of the things that we're doing, and then that will work out.
And
nicely.
maybe once I start painting, I'll show you the room before, and then I'll show you the room after.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah,
That's
so,
fantastic.
stay with us, bear with us, and we're excited for that. And then Colleen has other big news for you.
Yes.
Do you want to share that news?
I will. So my son and daughter-in-law, who live in Sarnia, which is not too far from Brights Grove, have told us that they are expecting a baby girl.
So we're going to be
We're
grandmothers.
going to be grandmas.
And we're very excited. So
Yes.
all that knitting that we can knit, we're so excited.
I know.
Yes.
Exactly. So
Yes.
it's like, okay, we're moving. We're going to be grandmas.
The
Oh, my
baby's
goodness.
coming in March, so the baby's
Exactly.
due in March, so we're excited about that.
So hopefully we'll be a little bit more settled in the house then.
Organized. And
Exactly.
that. But
Exactly.
thanks for hanging around with us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Appreciate it very much, and hopefully have a great Christmas, great holiday
Exactly.
season, however you celebrate. We appreciate all of you, and we will see
Exactly.
you in the new year.
Sounds great. So until next time.
You take care.